Let's learn how do we add integers using number lines. As you can see that in this skill you have number lines and you need to pick the number lines which is modeling the given expression, and then you can solve to write the final answer in it. Okay, let's do this. Using a number line, we can represent all the given expressions and we can easily solve them without making mistakes. And if you want to use online number line, so you can I would provide you the link of this number line in the description of this video, and you can use this online number line easily without making the number lines in your copy. Okay, for example, how do we use number lines? Open an example and let's learn what they are saying. To model -2 plus -6 on a number line, what you need to do, just start at -2, because the first number was -2, so they started from -2. Then move in the negative direction 6 units. Why we are moving in the negative direction? Because we need to add -6. That's why we are taking the direction towards left. So how many steps? 6 units or 6 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. To find the sum, see where the arrow ends. So you can see that where arrow is ending, the arrow ends at -8. That means if we start with -2 and add -6 in it, so the final answer will be -8. So this is how we can use number lines and find the sum of two integers, negative or positive integers. And the rule is also given in the last when you are doing this without using any rule, but you are concluding the rules in the last. For example, if you notice, 2 plus 6 simply equals 8, and now you have explore using these number line that -2 plus -6 equals -8. That means when you add two numbers with the same sign, like +2 and +6 and -2 and -6, so you can add their absolute values, like you can add 2 and 6 and 2 and 6 without their signs and then keep their sign. If the numbers are positive, you will have an answer +8, and if you have a negative number, so you will have a -8. So this is you have easily visualized in the number line. Okay, now let's practice some more skills. Okay, this is which number line models this. First you need to identify. So the first number is -2. So that means we have to pick the number line which is starting from -2. So this number line is starting from -2. Now how many steps we need to take? 5 steps. And since this 5 is a +5, so we need to take in a right direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this number line is representing this expression -2 plus 5. And finally where we are, where this arrow ends at +3. So that means the answer should be +3. If you observe the rule, you can see that if we have different numbers, like one number is positive and the second number is negative, so what is happening? So we are just subtracting the numbers. Sorry, this is a +3 because the arrow is ending at +3. We are subtracting the numbers, like 5 minus 2 equals 3. So the 3 is the answer, and we are using the sign of the number with greater absolute value. You can compare 2 is smaller than 5. That's why we are using the sign that 5 has. So 5 was positive, so the answer is positive. So whenever we have a different numbers, have numbers with different signs, like one positive and the second is negative, so we can just subtract them and will use the sign of the number with greater absolute value, like 5 here. Great. Okay, the next question is, we are going to, the first number is -5. That means we will start with -5 in both of the given number lines. We are starting with -5, and now we need to take -3. -3, that means we need to take steps towards left. So this line is right because it is taking 3 steps on the left side. So this is -3. So that means -5 minus 3 equals -8, because this arrow ends at -8. So the answer is -8. And you can also see the rule here, because both the numbers have the same sign, both the numbers were negative, so we just add the numbers like 5 plus 3 equals 8 and keep their sign, which is a negative sign, right? Okay, let's move towards the next question. Okay, I would like you to solve this question before I discuss the solution. So please pause this video and solve in your copy. Okay, so the first number is 4, so we should start with 4, like this number line, this is starting with 4 and this is starting with negative 4. So this is the right number line, and we need to take 9 steps towards the left, because then this is a negative 9. So towards the left 9 steps, so this arrow is ending at negative 5. So that means positive 4 plus negative 5 should equal negative 5. Again, you can observe the rule here, because they have the different signs, so we subtract them. 9 minus 4 equals 5, and we use the sign of 9 because 9, the absolute value of 9 is greater than the absolute value of 4. So that's why we have used its sign with the answer. Though we are writing the answer using this number line, but we are also making such rules so that we can also give answer without making any number lines in the future. Great. Okay, just pause this video and give your answer. Starting with the negative 5, so both the equations are using negative 5, and we need to take 2 steps, and in both the number of lines they are taking 2 steps, but we have negative 2, so we will have to pick the one which is taking the 2 steps on the left side. So starting with minus 5 or negative 5 and taking 2 steps towards the left, that means this is the right number line, and hence the answer should be negative 7. Again, we see the rule. The signs were same, so we just add the numbers like 5 plus 2 7 and keep their sign, which is negative sign. Great. Okay, you will also have such sort of question in this skill where you are supposed to write the complete equation using the given model of number line, and you can do this easily. As you know that where from this arrow starts, this is the first number. So that means the first number is 26, and it is, by the way, positive 26. So this is positive 26. Now the second number we take according to the steps that the arrow is taking up. For example, this is taking 1, and you can see this number line is not a regular number line. It is a jumping number line. For example, you can see that after 24 you are not having 25 but 26. That means this is a jumping number line. You are leaving one number and then having the second number. So that means one step means 2 numbers. So it is taking 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 and 14 steps backward. Since the arrow is on the left side, that means taking the steps on the backward. That means this should be negative 14. Why negative? Because we are taking steps towards the left on the number line, and since we have taken the 7 steps backward, so that means 14 steps backward, that means this is minus 14. And what is the final answer where the arrow ends? So this is 12. That means 26 plus negative 14 equals positive 12. Great. Okay, now solve it yourself. Just pause this video and try to answer this. Okay, so this arrow is starting from negative 8, so this should be the first number. Now how much steps it is taking? Only one step from 8 to 9. That means it is taking one step, and hence it is taking the step to the left on the number line. On the left, you can see that it is from here, it is going to here on the left. That means this should be negative 1. Now finally the arrow ends at negative 9. That means the final answer is negative 9. I hope you have given the same answer in your copy. If yes, thumbs up to you. Okay, the last question you have. Just pause this video and solve it in your copy first. The arrow is starting from negative 21, So it should be the first number in the equation. And then how many steps it is taking? 1, 2, 3 and 4 steps. So 4, where it is taking the steps on the right side on the number line, so that means this is a positive 4. So we don't mention any sign with it. Now finally the arrow ends at negative 17. So negative 17 should be the answer of the sum of these two numbers. Negative 21 plus 4 equals negative 17. I hope you have also got the same answer. And now you have observed some rules that you can use without using the number line, and you can add integers. Here you have the different numbers. So what you did, you just subtracted the numbers 21 and 4. When you subtract 4 from 21, so you get 17, and you use the sign of negative because we have negative sign with 21, which has a greater absolute value as compared to the absolute value of 4. So this is the rule. I hope you have understood this. Now go on IXL and practice the skill L95. Thank you so much.